Hello everybody, welcome back to another Let's Play of Dragon Age Origins. We've just made it to Orzammar.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for.
Let me see what you have.
I'll take your gold. Your go
But yeah, in the last episode we made it to Orzammar. Trying to think of what else happened. It was like 2 days ago when I played. Oh. Ha ha ha. I love gifts, so. Yeah. So in the last episode, there's like a little bit of a civil war going on here between, because the king died. King.
Drunken dwarves. What could be the harm in a few of those?
Idukin, I think his name is, had passed over the grievance of the death of his sons, and now, after he died, this guy named Haramount said that Idukin wanted me to rule for him and not his son. So a little bit of a civil war going on, and there's it's like a stalemate right now. So.
Let me guess. This is where the rich dwarves live, yes?
I would assume so.
News of the hour. Support Lord Balin at your peril. Evidence suggests Lord Balin considering widespread military draft.
Like propaganda going on too. House Idukin, Shield
Lord
of...
Balin is the voice of change and defense. Lord Haramont is the voice of stagnation and ruin.
Like I said.
This is the royal palace, then. What treasures could lie within?
I don't know, but I think we're supposed to go to the assembly. Which I'm assuming this is the assembly? Is it in session right now?
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
Very well.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Oh shit.
Enough! The assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Wow, yeah, it's getting pretty heated here.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the assembly of the clans. Only Deshers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
You don't recognize the Grey Warden?
Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the gate guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
Is there any way I can break this stalemate?
I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Haramont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. Dulin Ferender, Haramont's man, can be found at the Haramont estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
Well, here's Vartag.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
I need aid against the Blight.
Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Is there any way I could help?
My prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harrimont for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be able to assist with your requests.
I thought King Indrin himself supported Harrimount.
That hurts worst of all. That Harrimont would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Balin cannot trust the word of a stranger, however reputable that stranger might be.
What must I do to prove my good intentions?
Harrimont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harrimont's deception, I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
What kind of evidence?
Harrimont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Oh, excuse me, two assembly members. Desher is their formal title. Harrimont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrimont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Where did you get these promissory notes?
That's not important. If they ask, say you found them while searching the Shaper's libraries for your treaty.
Isn't there someone you could report him to?
Normally, the Shapers would handle this sort of accusation. They are the scholars who manage our laws, histories, and genealogies. They are the final arbiters of all disputes in Orzammar. Unfortunately, the Shaper of Memories is the most important among them. And his grandfather was Lord Harrimont's aunt's first cousin. Obviously, we cannot expect him to offer an unbiased opinion.
He hold a distant relative over his duty?
I guess I can't expect you surfacers to understand the importance of family in Orzammar. The Shaper is biased, and if you want Prince Balin's help, you'll have to show where your loyalties lie. Will you do it?
I'll have to think about this.
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
I think it's important to, you know, because this is basically like, I think this is...
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrimont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid against the blight.
That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrimont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
Stop playing games. This treaty compels you to help.
Asking the King of Orzammar to send armies to the surface, but Orzammar has no king and we have no army. Right now, the men who should be fighting Darkspawn are brawling in the street. If this situation is not resolved, we face civil war. If you want Lord Harrimont's time now, you'll have to prove you have no intention of turning against him later.
How can I prove I'm not working with Balin? Vartag wants me to besmirch Harrimont's reputation.
I see. Well, it hardly increases my confidence to hear that you went to him first. I assume you refused?
I'm looking for a better offer.
If you want Lord Harrimont's assistance, first you'll have to prove he can trust you.
How can I prove that I'm not working with Balin?
That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrimont's best fighters into stepping down.
So you want me to enter the proving in Harrimount's name?
It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear.
And this is to be your king. One who cannot keep his own men from running like frightened children.
Lord Harrimont does not use threats or intimidation to motivate his men. He leads by example.
I like that.
Ah, I see. So it's his example they follow as they cower from this Prince Balin.
How dare you slander Lord Harrimont?
Why should we ally ourselves with someone too scared even to grant us an audience?
You'd be nervous if somebody was out to get you. I see what you mean.
Were I you, I would seek a stronger king than this Harrowant.
Surely you don't mean Balin.
This is a tough decision because me personally, I'm somebody that likes to lead by example. So I do mess with Harrowmount on that. But Harrowmount seems to be playing the political game like too much. Because he's like promising the same part of his estate to somebody else, but at the same time, I feel like those documents could have been altered. Like they could be fake. But then again, if I bring them to them and they're all no, because if I bring them to both of them and they both give me the same reaction, then obviously the documents aren't faked or altered. So, This is a tough decision. You know what? I think I need to flip a coin for this. I think I need to flip a coin to figure out who am I going to support. Okay. I couldn't find any, so... Hold on, wait. We'll do heads for Harrowmount, tails for Balin. Flip a coin.
Tails.
We're going with Balin. Is that run? No. I kind of want to go with Harrowmount. Fuck. Who do I... Balin seems strong, but also cruel. I will not help him.
Have it your way.
Then you agree to fight in Harrowmont's name. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
I'll enter the proving and see why the others withdrawed.
Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the proving master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Baisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
I think I'd rather go with Harrowmount. When I play through, I kind of just like alternate between the two. But
Lord Harrowmont is a weak man, and he will be a weak king. Yes. Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, undoubtedly to offer assistance to Lord Harrowmont.
2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Ogren. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do, that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha! I'll...
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exile. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman.
damn.
Can you believe it? Ogren's barely even warrior caste anymore, and he just clomps in here like he's entitled.
Who's Ogren?
Ogren's a drunken wretch. He comes up here 2-3 times a week, hounding people to lead some suicidal rescue mission after Branka. Gets quite violent about it. I'd be scared if they hadn't practically gelded him after he killed young Lord Mino.
Who's, Branka?
The only paragon in the last 4 generations. Quite an honor for a girl from the Smith caste.
Why did Branka go into the deep roads?
Chasing some old treasure. She was quite secretive. Outright rude, really.
She said she never asked to found a house, that she didn't care about politics, and that we were too self-absorbed to defeat the Darkspawn. She actually threatened anyone who said they'd come after her.
I should get going.
If you see any guardsmen, tell them Ogren was at it again.
I ain't no snitch. But yeah, I don't know, because every time I do this anytime I do a playthrough and get to this point, I'm always thinking to like, who should I go with, Balin or Harrowmount? I feel like I find myself going Harrowmount more times than not, just because Balin just seems like too cruel of a king.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind.
Who you
these
looking
payments.
I can't imagine what you mean.
Okay, I don't have time for this. We'll get to the proving, which is over here, which is pretty cool, I would say.
I noticed some dog drool in my pack this morning. Not that I like to make accusations, and I even appreciate the artistry behind a good burgle when I see it, to tell the truth. But leaving all that drool as evidence? Sloppy. I'll take that as an apology. I'm so glad you're pleased. It really is quite something to find such enthusiasm in one's companions.
Too funny. Alright, I think in the next part we'll go ahead and do the proving, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next part.